We're back, and this time I'm ready. We've got the parts to go on the new clutch assembly. It's warmed up out here a little bit, but it's wet. According to my carmometer, it's about 50 degrees out. And this should be ready to go in. Let's have a look at what the parts are. Here's the kit as it comes off the internet. Oh, parts. So hardware's here, including a snap ring, which is nice. And it's got this electrical piece for the coil, the electromagnet. That's what engages to pull the clutch on. And then the actual unit is 2, which is good. Fresh surface to mate with the clutch brake. And a new bearing. Feels good. So hopefully it'll just go right on there. I don't want to have to do it, but the wire's already shot, and it's the fastest and easiest way to get that other magnet out of there. Here comes the rain, doo-doo-doo-doo. And then feed it back through and clean it up and put on the new assembly. Boy, it's not messing around. I better get going here. So this kind of feeds, the wire feeds back through this little hole, and it's got a clip to hold it on the bracket. Probably have to grab it from the backside and yank it out. The little bracket that I put back so I didn't lose the parts is coming out to make space. Okay. Oop. And the wire is hiding up in here someplace. Just back behind the white plastic connector that you see. I'm just gonna engage the wire snagger and hook it. Bring it out. Then we should be able to work on reinstalling the other one. It doesn't want to come out of its home, so my new strategy, the game that I'm playing here, is I know the wire's here and it comes right out, so I'm trying to swing it around like that. Oh, I almost had it. And pull it through this way. Swing. Where'd it go? Snag. Swing, pull. Come on. It's it's like one of those toys you get at Christmas in your stocking where you keep twisting it and pulling on it until the rings fall apart. You know the ones. Oh, come on. So there it is. Gentle, firm, gentle. Okay. Pull that out. We might need this piece of plastic, although it looks the same as the one before. So this unclips from the back side. If I can get it unclipped. Probably not a one-hand gig. That, and then that, and then that. Like that. Let's see. And then I believe this little plastic grommet thing comes out. Of this spot here, and once that's out, the new one has the same grommet, but what I'm checking, the reason I'm pulling this out carefully is that has to fit through there. See, and it doesn't, so I don't know how the new one's going to go through there, unless maybe I trim the plastic down. because the wire on the magnet just goes into the magnet. So it has to either have this part feed through that little hole, or there's no way to get it in. Well, before we go reinstalling, we'll wash it off a little bit, make sure that we got clean surfaces for the reinstallation. Clean, clean, clean. Scrub. And there's some dirt inside here. Try and pick that out with my dirt remover tool. Also the wire snagger. And it turned out the grommet remover. In you go. Push, 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 push. Clean, clean, clean. Okay. Looks pretty good. Okay. I have a strategy in case that doesn't fit. We'll get to that if we get to that. Well, we already dry tested the old one and it didn't fit, so I don't know why the new one would, but we'll give it a go. Oh, look at that. Doesn't fit. So now I need to figure out how to get it in there anyways. I have some sandpaper attached to this board, which is purpose-built for taking down some material on this plastic. And I'm using the old one first, so we can kind of feel out whether this is going to make sense when I go down through the housing. So I'll bring this down, I'll see one thing going to mess up and know if I can help it. Yeah, a little bit of plastic removal and see if I can get to the housing. We're doing the dance now. We have to make sure that the hole's a little bit bigger, but not so big that the plastic grommet that holds it in place doesn't fall out. And we don't shave so much plastic off of the other clip that it won't stay in place later. So gotta work this in. The drill doesn't fit in here quite right. Okay. And now see if the test unit will go through there. Did go ahead and break the ear on the top too, so that's great. Now see, it fits through. If you shave down both and break the top piece, it'll go through there. And if I replicate the same amount of beautiful craftsmanship on the new one, I think it'll both stay clipped and go in. Sand it down and try it in the hole. Well, my sandpaper block is also convenient for propping things up, so I don't have to hang this heavy magnet off the wire while I try and install it. Oh, like butter. And then this is going to clip in from the back, and hopefully it's snug enough after I cut it. Yeah, feels fine. Slide that through. I've got the new equivalent of this that clips onto that now that it's through, and there's still enough material even after shaving it down that these guys hold it on plenty good. And begin the reassembly process. So we're cleaned up, lubed up, wires fed through. Need to get it a little bit further in. Go, go, go. And then this is gonna go on here. Looks like the tab goes into this locking spot there. And then the screws line up real nice. We've got them here from the new kit. Got to get a large Phillips, which I have, and get these started. Okay, the Phillips are all started. It's kind of loosely ready to go.
But before I tighten this all the way down, I'm gonna go to the back side, pull the wire through, and put the clip on it, make sure everything looks good there.
Here's the clip. So this feeds into here, and our, oh, you hear that pop? See, it'll still hold. And it's mates to this. So those clips hold on to this guy. And then gets the bracket here to hold it in place. I don't know, I might be able to one hand this clip operation here. Come here. Almost. Snip, snip. Okay, that should be done. We'll feed the wire up out of the way and reattach this here. I'm gonna make sure I like the reattach it there. Make sure I like the wire routing. So what's gonna happen here is the bracket goes on this way. I'm gonna clip it first and then reinstall the bracket, and that's done. So clip, set, whatever's going on there, and then the bracket. Uh-oh, things are moving around. Okay, that goes there. Dink, dink. And cinch it up, and we're done. That's the backside. Screws are nice and snugged up. This is tight and ready to go. And I have to assume this protective tab in this channel is all here to route for the wire. I don't see any other reason to have it. Those are ready to go. Next is going to be the main pulley assembly with the bearing. And I believe this just slips in here real nice. Seat. Just like that. And finally, there's a snap ring that holds that in place. So it's got to go in another 1/4 inch or whatever it is. Put the snap ring on it. And then the coup de grace. We've got this clutch plate. And importantly, there is a critical spacer washer in here that sets the depth for how much engagement we get out of this mating surface to the pulley. And the kit comes with an additional washer, and I don't know if it's supposed to have both in it. My presumption is you put both in, you run it, it starts to wear out, you disassemble it and take one of the spacers out. So I'm gonna trust my instinct on that and go ahead and install the second spacer washer for this. So I believe this is a gentle but firm operation. So piece of wood, tap tap. See if we can get this to basically find its way where it belongs. We no longer need our Magamet spacer. So the blocks can hold this block for me. Thank you, box. And then tap a tap tap. In we go. Seat, 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 seat. Do we have magic? Hello, snap ring hole. Uh-oh, I think we need to get the other side. It's a little bit lopsided. Okay, a little bit more tapping action on the far side and put the snap ring in. Okay, we're back to Snappy Town. I noticed, I don't know if this is true of all snap rings, but there's clearly a cut beveled side and a flat side. And I have to assume the flat side goes in the back and the beveled side's kind of to hold it snug on the front. So let's see how artful I can try and pick this snap ring in here off the table. Why is it magnetic? Okay. Oh, let's see how well this goes here. Come on, expand! More hand grip! Oh, come on. Okay, I'm gonna have to two-hand this to get the back of that on. Roll the dice and put the extra
washer in here, so that way in a month I can meet with my aunt again and take this all back apart and remove that. Really sweet. This should just slip in here. I've already greased the spline, so hopefully it just seats all the way in there, which it does. And nothing says professionalism like permanent blue juice. We got the Permatex thread locker. That's supposed to go on the tip of the 10 mil. That's going to hold this in. So we'll juice this up really quick. Okay, let's get the blue juice. Blue juice. So we'll get it started by hand and then snug it up. This isn't tightened down yet, but I can see that this is spinning freely. There's a little bit of grab. Removing one of those washers, I think, would only make the grab stronger. So I believe we're good here, but I am gonna see if I put power to this and turn the AC on, if it engages the magnet and everything's working properly before we go any further. Okay, this has been sitting for a week. Okay, AC, moment of truth. Wow, that seems wrong. I don't know if it should be able to engage right now. Let me check it out. This is one of those moments where you gotta have faith. The car was completely powered down when I went back around, but when I came out to check this, it didn't engage. And I'm just gonna reassemble all of it, hook up a jumpy pack, fire it up, and, you know, let's hope everything works. The journey home is coming to an end. We are putting the tensioners back in, so I loosely fit this one in, and I now need to slide the belt over the AC clutch pulley and the alternator and snug that up, then put the second tensioner in and the belts that go around the main drive off of the motor and the AC, and that'll be it for testing this. I'll fire it up and let it start warming up and charging the battery, put the plastics back in and give it a test drive. Okay, we're gonna feed this down into the AC and onto the alternator. Stuck. Maybe come through a little bit more pinched. Down it goes. Feed. Okay, that's kind of set up down there. If I pull it carefully down, it should connect with the top of the bottom. Here we are on the bottom. Try to put it straight down. Hopefully that caught the alternator correctly. Now, I can feel my excitement growing, which means I know something is gonna go horribly wrong any moment now. So far, so good. It's doing belt things. Tighten this. Up. Snug. That should be fine. Torqued. Next, gotta put the belt on. So this guy goes on here, and then for this one, it's this maneuver. And pop this up. This one I think goes up this time. And I'll probably have to do two hands for this. It's official. It's back on. I can no longer turn this by hand anymore, but I will see if it still has enough charge to fire. Otherwise I will jumpy pack it. Come on, battery, you can do it. Wrong key. Here we go. Nothing. Okay, here we go, jumpy pack. And we're up. I don't hear any strange noises, and I don't see any on the dash that suggests that the alternator's not working. So let's check it out. So here's what we got. Everything's working. That top tensioner there is a little wigglier than I would like, but I think it's doing the thing. You can see the pumps grabbing and letting go a little bit. Oh, I was wrong. That's with the AC off. So I don't know if those are supposed to self-clearance or if it needs another spacer. Let's kick it on. On. Air. AC. Show. Well, it's the next day and getting back after this. There's not much work left to do. I've got feet of coverage with this canopy on top of the work, but everything is completely soaked. So I probably should have cleaned up a little bit better for today. But what I got going on is might need another spacer in the clutch, haven't decided. And I need to look at the connector that powers the magneto and see if that's what's causing this not to close when I'm running the AC. And if all that works out, button it up and take it for a test drive. I think what happened is when I clipped this together, I needed to make sure that this was connected to this before connecting the plastic part. So this spacer was one of the spacers that came with the original clutch. And hopefully I don't need to get a tool to pull this back out. I don't think I will, but bolt came out fine. Give it to me. Okay, take the tension off of the tensioner and pull this belt off. Let me have it. This one came already in the kit initially, so we'll put that one back in. Got my spacer setting tool. Then we've got this one, which was on yesterday, and now this one, which is what we're adding today. So 3 spacers going in, and space that back out and fire it up and see what we got. Okay, carefully put this back on. Yeah, so when I push this all the way against, it seems like there's a little bit of space. I'll go get some more blue juice and whoosh, tighten this in. Put the belt back on, test it out. The guilt and shame yesterday got to me for using that dinky little ratchet to attach these tensioners, which have these large bolts and obviously hold this important moving parts. I didn't want those to back out, so I took it all back apart and got a proper wrench. And I'm gonna tighten this down. I don't have a torque wrench, but good and tight should be the spec. If I can get it to, actually, there we go. Okay, that should be plenty. Yeah, that little wrench was just not putting enough torque on these. Belts are on. My brother is here. I left the key in the house. We're gonna fire it up and test it out. The alternator ran for days, but you don't have gloves? I do have gloves. They're in the Suburban. The alternator ran for a bit yesterday, so I'm gonna try to fire it up without the jumpy pack, see where we're at. Here we go. Didn't put the key in properly. Oh yeah. Okay. I hear the noise. I think that's okay. AC is off. Gonna go check to see what's going on. Okay, so this is steady state with the AC off. and it's chirping just a hair. I think it'll self-clear, but the pump's not even trying to grab, so we're good there. Watch Finney's. And now I'm gonna go
kick that on.
Brother's gonna tape for me. I'm gonna kick that on and see if the AC engages. So we're not getting any action from the magnet. So brother is hooking up a jumper wire to the power side of the magnet. We're gonna bypass the controls from the head unit on the car and run power directly to the positive of the battery and see if that engages. All right, gonna make connection, see what happens. What do you got?
Absolutely nothing.
Really?
Oh, hold on. Yeah, I got nothing.
I'm clipped up here. And which side are you hooking up to?
To the motor side.
Let me see.
I'm hooking to the motor side. Hanging down.
That's the motor side, yeah.
Oh, is that the motor side?
Hang on. Just to push the plastic. It just comes right out.
Yeah, no,
No, whatever. Yeah, that was it right there. Do it again. Yeah, we're good, buddy. All right, it's day 2 of assembly on the 2011 Volvo V50, and really it's only day 2 because I walked away when I was basically done yesterday to take care of some other things. So what's left is just assembling all the plastics, putting the tire on it, and doing a test drive. Should be wrapped up quickly. Oh, groggy day. So everything's back on and assembled and tightened down, tested and ready to go. And this morning I just have to get the plastic part here reattached to the front, put the wheel well housing back in and attach the wheel or reinstall the wheel and give it a test drive. Next is this under plastic. The wheel well plastic goes back in the way it came out, so I just set it on these bolts initially to get it started. And then there's some clipping around here and then a bunch of set screws around the sides. Everything is reinstalled and we're coming down ready for a test drive. So I'm gonna let the car down if I can figure out how to work this jack and fire it up and we'll take it out. Here we go, coming down. Oh, coming down. Maybe we're not coming down. Can't figure out how to make the jack do the thing. Oh, there it goes. Coming down. And we're clear. Ready for taking it out. I'll close the hood on it. So the AC is not working on the car, but I know that the clutch assembly is working because we hot wired it. I checked the fuses and the relay. The relay is snapping, the fuse looks good. So now what I'm doing is I'm replacing the relay with a jumper wire just to see and make sure that it'll engage if it gets a signal coming to the relay telling it to switch. You can see from the jumper situation that everything's working fine from the engine harness up here out to the magnet. So something's going on with the control wire into the unit, and it could be fine and I just can't figure out why the AC is not kicking on, or there might be something else going on. But I'm gonna pause here and put the rig back together.